Okay, guys, we're going to do a Modern League with Ad Nauseam. Fire it up. And try and show you the deck while we wait, same as I played before my previous streams. So, your basic spoils version of Ad Nauseam. Got 4 Ad Nauseam, 4 Angel's Grace, and I play 4 Phyrexian Unlife. That sets up your combo so you can reveal your entire deck and put it into your hand. And you have 4 Simian Spirit Guides to help you cast this Lightning Storm, and you pitch all your lands for lethal. 3 Spoils of the Vault, they're a pseudo combo piece, helps with the consistency. 3 Pact and Negations, so they don't disrupt your combo. Got 8 Cantrips, 4 Serum Visions, 4 Sleight of Hand, because that's the best you can do in Modern. 1 Laboratory Maniac, it's my other win con in case you spoil away your Lightning Storm or you need to win through something like Leyline of Sanctity or similar. Well, the rest of the deck's land and mana rocks, but we've got our match. So, let's go. Yes, we will play first. 1 land, 2 cantrips, a combo with protection. Land is a scry land, so we can't play anything turn 1. Oh, this is a tough call against an unknown opponent. I'm gonna keep this. This might not be right. Hopefully our opponent is playing a longer, like, control-y blue deck and we have time. So absolutely topping that and passing. So if we can find a mana rock here, we could be okay. Well, Mountain Pass is very interesting. So we will always sleight of hand before Serum Visions. Not always, but almost always. Mountain Pass, what are we up against? Both of these help, but we got to go for the actual land. And then Serum Visions. Don't need the Lab Man. I guess we'll top that one, and then we theoretically have the 5 we need to go off with Unlife. We just gonna get bolted here at end of turn? No. Double Mountain. Goblins. Goblins without a 1-drop. I thought I kept a shaky hand. I feel good about this matchup at this point. I don't think Mono Red has any way to deal with an enchantment, so there's no reason to sandbag that. And now we do have Pact and Negation open too, because we can Angel's Grace to not pay for it, which is fine. So we need a black source though. Oh, I didn't pay attention to that. That could get us in trouble. I mean, we've got a lot of time. Any Gemstone Mine and Mana Rock, Scarland. And we'll take 4 here. I have a feeling like next turn our opponent's going to do a considerable amount of damage. He's going to sneak Goblins in. Double Lord. That's all right. Finding a Gemstone Mine here would be just wonderful. Oh, double strike, yeah. Another Goblin. And another Lord. All right, so now I understand why my opponent kept that hand. We're in a little bit of trouble now. We need to find this quick. Well, there's that. So, now we're fine again. Even though our opponent can deal 16, See, this double striking is actually relevant. Well, it's not, because we have this extra Angel's Grace. If we didn't and he does enough double strike damage, he can actually kill us. But that's not going to happen here, so... this doesn't matter. Just for the heck of it, we are going to Angel's Grace. We don't need to, but... because with double strike damage, he'll take us down to 8, and then all the rest of the damage will happen and put us at a rather large negative number, but I don't know, let's wait till effects here. I doubt he's going to do anything else. No. Alright. This prevents any kind of shenanigans with... I don't even think Goblin Grenade... Like I think this is just unnecessary, but we have it, so... and then we've got the Pact, too, yeah. No matter what he was going to try and do on our upkeep. So we'll just go to 1. He can dump whatever goblin he wants. Yep. And we'll stay at 1. And this is where double strike would matter. Like if we weren't going to win this turn, he swung in, he'd take us below 1 with his first strike from the instigator, and then he would have enough to take us to 10 poison counters. Whereas if he didn't have that, we would just go to a large negative number. This is the number one thing in Paper Magic that I get a judge call about. We don't care about that. I mean, we're going to pact it anyways, but we don't care about it. But yeah, it's the number one thing I get like judge calls about. People don't think damage all happens at once. So you'll be at like 2 life with an unlife on board, and they'll hit you for 15 damage and think that you're dead, and you are not. All right, we'll see. I always wonder if they're going to concede or not. Sometimes, as soon as you run out the ad nauseam, they concede. Other times, they want to see the win con. Other times, they'll make you run through the whole thing. And you know, if I was playing the other way around, I would want to see their whole deck just to see the cards revealed. But I think most of the time they're just hoping you misclick. Which basically, once I'm done casting ad nauseam, I don't take my finger off of the control button until Moto has told me that the match is over and I've won. Simply because Moto is buggy. Like in Paper Magic, this combo takes seconds to do. This isn't like a long enough combo that you have to worry about time, like something like Jeskai Ascendancy or whatever, where you have to be kind of quick with your combo. Definitely holding down control. I'm not sure why he got priority. This could be very bad. As I'm talking about how Moto can bug on you, I'm not taking my finger off control. I think we're going to lose this. Oh, this is frustrating. Because my opponent should not have priority here. Yep. Yeah, so we just lose. That's great. Oh, so annoying. Finger was on control the whole time. I'm literally talking about how you need to keep your finger on control the whole time. Wow. Annoying. And this is important too, because this match is a lot worse on the play. Well. Yeah, we are deader than dead. I don't know what our opponent is doing. Probably gleefully laughing at his free win. Yeah. I mean, honestly, if our opponent didn't have double strike, we would still be able to win this matchup. Because he would just take me to a negative number, and then I could win with Laboratory Maniac next turn. But that is probably not going to happen. We will, make the attempt. Maybe he'll screw up. So I can't. I seriously, as I'm talking about how it's frustrating when that happens, it happens. Like, what are you gonna do? What do we get rid of here? I guess we don't really need this. We don't really need any of it. We're just going to die. So yeah, Heel Cutter does not make a difference. Oh no, I was dead. Whether he had first strike or not, I forgot because my life total is negative due to ad nauseam. Yep. So just dead. Cannot believe that happened. Ugh. And 67 poison counters, and we're dead. So yeah, we'll blame Moto for that one. This is a favorable matchup, especially if we are guaranteed another game on the play, but now we're not. So now we have to win here on the play and then hope to be able to win on the draw. So 3 Ethereal Hazes in, out 2 Pact Negations. It might bring in Artifact Destruction. I don't know what Goblins is going to bring in. I don't think Echoing Truth is worth it here. I don't even know if we want to keep the Lab Man in here, to be honest. And then what do we want the last Pact for? Do we want that? I think this is okay, actually. We'll keep 1 Pact in, and we'll keep Lab Man in case we need to use Spoils, because you do use Spoils a lot in these quick aggro matchups. I'm still reeling in salt over what happened. I have not had that happen to me since I first started playing in ad nauseam and didn't realize that you had to hold down control. So great hand. We'll keep it. I feel very decent about this match. Being on the play here. It's the next match I'm worried about. I don't see any reason to top that. So right now we just have to make it to turn 4 with an unlife. I very much think we'll make it to turn 4. This is an interesting build of Goblins our opponent is playing without the 1-drops. I mean, I see how it works. Yeah, I guess we keep it. I don't think it matters, because even if he has Artifact Destruction for our Bloom, it's going to be down, and when he goes to destroy it, we'll just combo in response. Can't be countered. Target spell can't be countered. Well, I don't think I'm going to counter any of his spells. Unless he's got something really tricky that I'm not thinking about. Go ahead and do this. And we should win next turn. Maybe. That's fine. Don't care. All right. And I guarantee you our opponent is not going to concede this time. He probably thinks he's got it in the bag. Just another faulty set of clicks. This time, even if we blew it, we could maybe be okay with our single pact to try and stop whatever he does. I don't think he's going to do 10 damage next turn. He might. And then we would get another turn to win. But I just like to win when I combo, like the deck is supposed to do. And like I said, on Paper Magic, we were done. You know, we won last game. Well, we would have played this game on the draw, so that would have been different. We might not have won, but we're definitely got to do it the hard way now. His build might be good against other decks, but I think against us, the traditional, like, you know, play a 1-drop and then on turn 2 play 2 1-drops. I think that build might be a little bit better. All right, this time we get to combo off. And my opponent pitched a land, which is fine, but he needs to do it after my triggers have resolved. So he'll go ahead and change the target of Lightning Storm to me, but I have 9 more triggers to change it back to him. So yes, I will change the target. It doesn't matter because I had more lands than he had cards in hand. So even if he could bounce it back 4 more times, I'm still going to win. But I mean, to just accomplish what he was attempting to accomplish, he would need to do it now. Double check that it's still targeting him. It is, and game 3. Well, maybe he has another land. Doesn't matter. No changes. Now watch him kill us on his turn 4 right before we combo. We were lucky to have Phyrexian Unlife both games, so I don't know if that luck holds out or not. We will see. This is definitely not as good. This is slow. We've got 4 lands. Pact that doesn't really help us, but this is like a fog against him. And then a pseudo combo piece. Oh, wow. I don't know if this is the route we want to go. This is a tough call. It's hard to say no to this hand. I mean, the Pact is useless without an Angel's Grace, unless we're doing it the turn before we go off. With 1 Scryland, let's try it. We're going to try it. I don't know. That may have been a bad keep. And the 1-drop, which is also not what we want to see. Scryland is great. I do like the Scry, but all right, we can't take another land. Pile driver, take 1. All right, sleight of hand is acceptable. So we're going to sleight, then scry. Well, that's an easy choice. All right, so got the add-ons. What do we have? Definitely definitely the bottom. I was hoping if we had something we really wanted on top, on upkeep, we can spoils for it, risk-free, and then draw an extra card. Finding a Phyrexian Unlife here would be just stupendous, because we're going to take some damage here. We have one time walk with the haze. Yeah, Bushwhacker. Okay. We'll take 8. Be at 10 with an E-Haze. Or no, Pile Driver, so we will be in a lot of trouble. Really want to find a Phyrexian Unlife here. So the problem with spoils trying to find your Angel's Grace or Unlife is that you're not protected. When you go to find the Ad Nauseam, 3 Ad Nauseams close to the top. So I'm not sure how we want to do this. We're not going to take any damage. So Goblin King, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not feeling super confident about this. So I think we have to spoils for a Phyrexian Unlife here. If it's within the top 4 cards of our library, then we have a chance. If we just draw, we have to draw the Unlife. If we draw an Angel's Grace or an E-Haze, it buys us an additional turn, but that doesn't really do us anything. Because if we play our land, we only have access to 5 mana, which is enough to Ad Nauseam, but we need, so do we have a Phyrexian Unlife in the top 4 cards of our library? I really wish we would be on the play like we should have been for Game 3, if there was even a Game 3. All right, a lot of cards. Let's start with Phyrexian. Try this again. All right, Phyrexian Unlife. Do we get it? Oh, one short. One short. Yep, missed it. All right, let's try another. Ugh. Not the way I want to lose. So anyways, I'll go over the rest of the sideboard while we wait. It's 4 Land of Sanctity, good for burn, good for junk, anything with a lot of disruption. It's like our only chance against mill or 8-rack, which 8-rack you don't see that often. Mill is getting popular again, which, I don't know. I feel like Mill has so many bad matchups. It's got some great ones, namely like Ad Nauseam, you're just going to most of the time beat us because you're going to exile a win con. But you just have so many bad matchups. How are you beating Burn? How are you beating Affinity? You know, Silence you use in the control matchup. Any deck that's blue-red where you think that they might have Counterflux. It's not a common card, but a lot of times they'll actually let you combo just waiting to Counterflux your win con, and you just cast a Silence, and then they can either Counterflux that or be silenced and die. So definitely useful there. It's also useful in going off on your combo if they have enough mana for only one counter spell. You just play Silence, and again, they can either counter the Silence or they can counter your combo. They can't counter your combo if they let the Silence resolve. So, 4th Pact to Negation against any deck that plays blue other than Merfolk. 2 Echoing Truths to catch all, deal with anything card. With Labman, you don't have to have it, but I'm using this not so much for like getting around a Leyline or a Pithing Needle, but in decks that have a decent clock and also play Stony Silence. So decks like that, you want ways to deal with Stony Silence. All right. Well, we're starting, so we will play and we will keep. Very good starting hand here. We're going to go coast, sleight of hand. I'll take the Scryland here because we still need to find the other half of our combo. All right, what are we up against? Blue-white control, red, white, and blue Nahiri. Guessing here, well, okay. So we have our combo. Now we don't, well, yeah, we'll scry to try and find Pact of Negation. Well, let's not let them know I have nothing. Yeah, I'm thinking blue-white now. All right, it's a little different. Maybe this is, I'm not really sure what we're doing here. Go ahead and Serum Visions. Don't need either of those. We'll start getting charge counters on this Reef. Send off this other Lotus Bloom. The Reef is good because if they use counter magic on our Bloom, that's going to come in handy, which I think is what they're going to do here. If they tap their blue land, then we do just win. Geist? Flicker Wisp. That's fine. Yeah, they can gain the life. We don't really care about that. So that we might go ahead and win with Labman. If they have a very land-heavy hand, we might not be able to do the damage necessary. We'll do the math, though. So, Lotus Bloom down, card drawn. All right, so got the mana to combo, and then we've got 3 lands out, which means we have 17 left. So we are going to need to do 26 damage, actually. Well, I mean, so we'll need 13. We'll need to pitch 13 lands, and then that's 14, 15, 16. So yeah, technically, if they're all lands, they'll win. So we will beat them this way. I mean, they probably don't have 5 lands, but why risk it? They will have no way to interact with the Labman combo because they're tapped out. So, and even on the ridiculous chance that they're playing Pact of Negation, we will just pact their pact. I can't see them playing that. I'm not sure. This is like this is that blue-white flicker deck. So I'm not even sure if they play counters. I've not run into this deck at all. We have to assume that they do, which is why they have blue. So here's how you win with Labman. You make a red, and then anything else, and you cast your Pented Prism, and then you make 2 more reds, and a blue, and you find the lab man. My opponents yielded, so I'm guessing that they didn't have all the lands, but one more blue, and you find the Serum Visions. There it is. And you win. Okay. Let's bring in our Pact of Negation. Let's take out, I don't know how fast they're coming on the ground. We take out Gnome Life, we take out a Pentad. They're likely to, we're going to bring both Echoing Truths in, because I'm guessing Stony Silence will go out 2 Pentads and 1 Unlife for 2 Echoing Truths. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. A deck that can play Stony Silence and also get creatures on board. It's kind of what we're worried about. So I don't think we needed Slaughter Pact. They may have things like Forge Tender to stop Lightning Storm, but again, we just win with Labman, and with 4 Pact of Negations, we should be safe. Sometimes winning with Labman game 1 is kind of a mind game with your opponent. If they're not super familiar with Ad Nauseam, they might, or they're not paying close attention when you reveal your entire deck, they might assume that you are planning on winning through Labman, and then they'll keep removal in, which is bad if you have to win through Labman. But if I had the choice between my opponent keeping 4 Path to Exiles in versus siding them out for relevant things, I would absolutely want them to keep the Path to Exiles in. So let's see. This is actually a pretty good hand, because if he tries to do Stony Silence for the blowout, we've got him. So we just got to find an Ad Nauseam here. That could help. That's going to make it safe for us to go off, probably. Well, we really don't need any more lands, but it's a Scryland. Nah, we'll bottom that. So they really have no incentive to counter your Lotus Bloom if they've played Stony Silence. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just slam that right now. Which is fine, because that's, well, no. So our opponent's not doing anything yet. All right. Unlife is exactly what we wanted, but with Unlife out, it kind of turns Angel's Grace into a Time Walk most of the time. As long as they, but with white, he could, easily remove my Unlife. Unlike our mono red Goblin player, who is kind of stuck. I imagine they play something here. Yuck. Yeah. Well. We can pact it and then burn our Grace. And then we're relying on Unlife, or we let it resolve, knowing we have that Echoing Truth. Yeah. We'll let him have this. I think this is right. We'll save our pact. Let's see if he even names, okay. Sometimes they name Lightning Storm, which is just terrible, terrible. But he named the right thing, but we're going to be okay with that. It's not going to change things. No rush to, well, he's tapped out, so it gets the Unlife down. I'm not worried about the Unlife getting countered so much as I am it getting kind of Dispel effect. I mean, Disenchant effect. So let's keep all the library manipulation and filtering. And oops, I should not have played that land yet. I didn't realize. All right, now we're in good shape. So bottom that, top that. Lotus Bloom comes down next turn. So we're going to be a turn late. Like I said, I'm feeling okay with where we're at. As long as he doesn't counter the Lotus, even if he counters Lotus Bloom, I think we're still probably okay. So he's going to do nothing, which is what we want. Oh, now he might play after he attacks. So he can fry a land if we play a land. Plays a second Meddling Mage. Flicker Wisp we don't really care about. Unless he Flicker Wisps his... Alright, now he's just gonna leave up counter magic. Is he gonna counter the Bloom? We don't want him to. We want this Bloom. Okay. So now we're just going to do nothing. There's no point to pull. Well, we can play the land, and then if he destroys the land, he has one less mana. I don't know how pertinent that is. We don't care about losing the land. Yeah, we'll do it. And then the plan here is to Echoing Truth at the end of his turn and win on our turn. Let's see if he blows up a land. Yep. Couldn't slide a hand. Well, yeah, because then when the land blows up. I mean, we could have not played the land and done our slight, but I think this is fine. Because we already have the pact. You know, what are we looking for? Take 5, don't care. What beats us here? I don't know if anything beats us if he doesn't have another blue source. Stony Silence. So this makes it interesting. We're going to pact Stony Silence. And then Echoing Truth, the Meddling Mage. Yep, so our only way out. So if he has a Dispel, we lose. We didn't dispel that. And then with Pact on the stack, Angel's Grace, to which he cannot respond. We will not pay for Pact. And do you have Dispel, opponent? You do not. All right, we should be good. Made me a little nervous when he tried to land that Stony Silence. There he conceded, so we don't have to worry about a Moto glitch. All right, we're 1-1. I have homework to do, so we'll finish up this league later on.